Hi everyone, welcome to today's class. So, in the last class, we were discussing about designer drugs. What are designer drugs and their classification? So, in today's session, we'll discuss about some notable designer drugs. So, some of the examples of these designer drugs are methamphetamine and MDMA, and we can say alpha methyl fentanyl and trifluoromethylphenyl piperazine and methaqualone. Then we can say like nitromethaqualone, then fencyldine, and these are some of the examples of designer drugs. So first one will see that is methamphetamine. So, methamphetamine is a powerful addictive stimulant that vividly affects the central nervous system. And the drug is prepared easily in Clandestine laboratories with moderately economical over the counter ingredients. These factors combine to make methamphetamine a drug with high potential for widespread abuse. So, methamphetamine, it's a drug, it's a designer drug, and this is prepared in these Clandestine laboratories. So, I hope you know about Clandestine laboratories, and in one session, I think it's already done what is called as Clandestine laboratories. So, what is the meaning of clandestine? Clandestine. So these drugs are produced in these clandestine laboratories. So clandestine laboratories, or we can say they as clan laboratories, clan CLIN, clan lab. So these are the sites where illegal drugs, particularly methamphetamine, are secretly manufactured using improvised materials and methods. So in these drugs like clandestine laboratories, the drugs such as methaqualone, then PCP, LSD, and these kind of drugs are produced, and there are two most common type of clandestine labs are there. So these are like economic based lab, or we can say about super lab and lab scale or highly organized labs are there. So there are two types of labs for clandestine labs are there. So this is about clandestine lab. I think it's already done, and I will explain this in another class detailed. So these methamphetamine or these kind of designer illegal drugs are produced in these clan labs, and like this is commonly known as speed, meth, and choke. So, in its smoked form, it is often referred to as ice, then crystal, and crank, glass, so, like that. So, it is a white, odorless, bitter tasting, like crystalline powder that easily dissolves in water or alcohol. And this drug was developed in this century, early in this century, from its parent drug, and the parent drug is amphetamine, and was used originally in nasal decongestants and bronchial inhalers as bronchial inhalers. And methamphetamine's chemical structure is similar to that of amphetamine. So its chemical structure is same as amphetamine, and it has a more distinct effects on the central nervous system. So chemical structure shows like this. A benzene ring it will be there. So this benzene ring, along with that NH group is there. So this is the chemical structure of this methamphetamine and amphetamine. So that is the first example for a designer drug, methamphetamine. So it affects the central nervous system. It is produced in the clan lab, and it is called commonly as speed, meth, and chalk. And in smoked form, it is referred to as ice, crystal, crank, and glass. So we'll like this amphetamine only, it causes like increased activity, then decreased appetite, so we'll not feel hungry, and the person who would take this methamphetamine, they will not feel hungry, and the general sense of well-being and all. As it is a central nervous system stimulant, it directly affects the brain and the spinal cord by interfering with the normal release and uptake of neurotransmitters. So that is about methamphetamine. So we'll move on to the next one, methylene dioxymethamphetamine. So its short form is MDMA. So note this one. MDMA means MDMA means methylene dioxymethamphetamine. So methylene dioxymethamphetamine MDMA or ecstasy is a synthetic drug that has found widespread use in young adult population, and MDMA is an amphetamine derivative, like we told as told in methamphetamine. So it is an amphetamine derivative, and it is called as ecstasy. So ecstasy will explain in the next session detailed. So it's a synthetic drug, and so many adult people, young adult people are using this one. And ecstasy causes release of neuroactive compounds such as serotonin, dopamine, and like no norepinephrine into central nervous system. So this compound of MDMA was first synthesized in 1914. 1914, this was first synthesized and originally developed as an appetite suppressant. So for reducing the appetite, they first made this specific drug, and however the compound was never used for that purpose. And in 1970s, recreational drug use with MDMA was first noted. So it's also like this. It has also a benzene ring, as it is amphetamine derivative, and this is the structure of MDMA. And next group is the CH3 group. CH3 group. So this bond is with carbon atom. Okay, this is with carbon atom. Bond is with carbon atom. I draw that one. Okay, I'll erase it. CH. Okay, this bond is with carbon atom. So this is the structure of MDMA. So as I told, MDMA is an amphetamine derivative, and this causes these neuroactive compounds, like they release these neuroactive compounds like serotonin. Serotonin, it's very popular thing, and dopamine also. So they release these serotonin and dopamine into the central nervous system, and the neuronal uptake of these neurotransmitters, most notably with serotonin, it is inhibited by these excitors like stacy, and these actions result from the interaction of MDMA with the membrane transporters that are allowed in the neurotransmitter like reuptake and vesicular storage systems. So that is about this MDMA. And these I told that this affect this neurotransmitter, and so that includes like mood changes. It will cause mood changes, then thermoregulation, then autonomic nervous system dysfunction and all, INS dysfunction. So because these are the effects of this MDMA, INS dysfunction. INS dysfunction, then mood swings and all. And next one is trifluoro methyl phenyl piperazine. So trifluoromethyl or we can say simply TFMPP, is a like arylprazine and known widely as a GNU group of designer drugs and are used as recreational drugs for their stimulant effects. And TFMPP are members of the prazine group of chemically synthesized groups compounds along with other well-known examples such as cyclizine and sildenafil, and TFMPP is typically obtained in the form of a powder, tablet, or capsule, and the primary route of administration is oral consumption. So orally we can consume this TFMP MPP, and this powder is also be snorted or smoked. So we can consume this orally, or we can sniff it or smoke this particular drug. So that is about this TFMPP, and this also is contains benzene ring. These are aromatic hydrocarbons. NH group is there, amine group is there, and a fluoride group is there. Fluoride group is there. So that's it. Then next is alpha methyl fentanyl. So alpha methyl fentanyl, it's also called as China white, is an opioid analgesic that is an analog of fentanyl. And this structure is it's also like an aromatic hydrocarbon. Benzene rings are there. And next one is methaqualone. So methaqualone, or we can say casfan. So it is a quinasolone class, quinasolone class, GABRA ergic, and is an analog of methaqualone that was first manufactured in 1960. So we already told about methaqualone in one session. So this is a derivative of that one, and it has a sedative, hypnotic, and anxiolytic properties caused by its agonistic activity by at the beta subtype of GABAA receptor, and it was used for the treatment of insomnia. So when you have any sleeping problems and all, you can you can be prescribed this one methaqualone. So methaqualone is faster acting but shorter lasting than methaqualone, and so was used only as a sleeping pill, in contrast to methaqualone, which was used as a general purpose anxiolytic as well. And methaqualone was never as widely used as methaqualone, and is no longer prescribed because of concerns about its potential for abuse and overdose. So methaqualone was used more widely, and in so many anxiety problems and all, they can prescribe this methaqualone. But methaqualone, they are not that much widely used because of its abuse and overdose, and so many issues will come if we are taking this in overdose. And it is most often seen these days as a component in perpetrated qual and resulting from unfinished synthesis of methaqualone from concealed labs. So these concealed labs are also called as the labs, clans labs. So that is one, and so many other examples are also there, like fancy cladine. So this is called as PCP. So this PCP is also known as angel dust. PCP, fencyclidine. So this is called as angel dust, or killer weed. So this is another type of drug I'm just mentioning here. So this is another type of drug, and this was synthesized early in 19,000s, and tested during World War First as a surgical weapon. So this also act in a central nervous system. So like this is also an example, and one more example is the mescaline. So mescaline, like it occurs naturally in three major species of cacti, and that is also used as a designer drug. So these are some of the examples of designer drugs: methamphetamine, then MDMA, then TFMPP, and alpha methyl fentanyl, and methaqualone, and also we can say PCP. So these are some of the example, and in the next session we'll discuss about the forensic examination of these drugs. Some chemical tests are there for identifying these designer drugs. So in the next session we will discuss about that one. Thank you.